Hello there, beauty ravers, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Raven, and this is where I like to rave about beauty. If you would ever so kindly hit that like and subscribe button to become part of my little family here on YouTube, it means so much to me. Now without further ado, let's jump on into the video. Hi guys! Today we're playing with the new Wicked Sisters Cosmetics In Your Dreams Freddy Kruger inspired eyeshadow palette. And I am so excited, you don't even know. This is what she looks like. The color story is so gorgeous. To me, this is the perfect neutral palette. I know it's not your traditional neutral palette, but for me, it is. Wicked Sisters is an indie brand, and it's also an indie brand I have not yet tried, so I'm super excited for this video. If you want to see how I achieved this look, please do keep on watching. We're going to jump into some swatches first, and then we will dive right on into the tutorial. Before we dive on into the swatches, I did want to mention really quickly that I am wearing a Neff beanie in case you're wondering. These little spiders are from Michaels. My nail polish is from Color Street in the style Would You Rather from Sassy Nails by Amanda. I will link it down below in case you want to check it out. They're super easy to apply. They last a really good amount of time. They look so nice. Like, I'm honestly shocked. I believe these ones are like $11. Super affordable. Doing a buy 3 get 1 free deal as well. They have so many other designs. I would definitely recommend you checking them out, so I will link that down below. Now let's dive on into some swatches. So the first shade we have here is Nightmare, a Boiler Room, Bubble Bath, Crop Top, No Sleep, Coffee, Sweater, Headsets, Playground, Rhyme, Dream Demon, Fedora, Jump Rope, and then we have our 2 pressed glitters, which I saved for last just because they're pressed glitters. This is Razors, and this one is Prime Time. So this is the palette. My opinions of the swatches, I'll be honest, they're a little rough to the touch from what I prefer. I prefer my mattes to be very creamy. So the formula isn't my favorite, but if you want to see this look and what my opinions are after it, I would suggest you keep on watching because my opinions do slightly change. I don't feel like these swatches do this palette justice. So I would keep watching if I were you. Let's dive on into this tutorial. Alright guys, I have already went ahead and moisturized using my vitamin C cream. I also used my Cheer Up eye cream, and I went ahead and primed this eye using my NYX Pigment primer because I know I love this primer, but I also have this new one. This is called the Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer by Elizabeth Mott. I haven't tried this one yet, but I wanted to, but I didn't want to disrupt these shadows and not give it a fair chance because I know I love the NYX one. So I figured I would use the NYX one on one eye and the Elizabeth Mott one on the other so we can see if they make a difference or which one's better. So for the first shade I want to use today for my upper crease, I'm going to use the shade No Sleep. And I'm just picking that up on a Jessup 142 concealer buffer brush. There's a lot of kick up in the pan, at least with that shadow, so just something to note. Now I'm just taking that same brush to blend that shadow upwards. The shadow did take a little building up to get it where I wanted it, but it does look pretty good so far. I really enjoy how the shadow is blending out. I think it's very easy. Now I want to take the shade Headsets, which is this orange right there. I'm going to apply that with my Jessup 223 Petite Eye Blender brush. I'm going to apply this to the inner portion of my actual crease, and I'm just going to go about 3/4 of the way in. Alright, again, I feel like this shadow took a little bit of building to get to the intensity I want it to be, but it did get there. I'm going to blend that out using my Elizabeth Mott Tapered Blending Brush. And this is the new eyeshadow primer eye, so I'll let you know if I need to build it up as much on this side with my NYX primer because I don't know if it's the primer or the shadows. I'm just quickly cleaning off that brush that we just used using my BH Cosmetics Quick Changer Boiler Room, which is this red, and we're just going to be applying that to the outer portion of our actual crease. Well, this shade has really good pigmentation. I feel like I don't really have to build this up as much. All right, now just using that same tapered blending brush from Elizabeth Mott to blend this shadow out. I'm really enjoying how these shadows blend. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of Fedora, just a steep brown, and I'm going to apply that to my outer V to give this look a little bit more depth. To do that, I'm going to apply it with my 237 Detail Shader brush from Jessup, and it just looks like that. And to blend that shadow out, I'm going to use my Doe Color number 2 brush. Now I'm just going to quickly cut my crease using my NYX Glitter Primer. And I'm just using a simple flat tip concealer brush. And I like to go right above my natural crease. Now that you have cut your crease in the way that you would like to, we are going to fill it in with some beautiful shimmer shades. And for today's look, I think I want to use Nightmare, and I'm going to put that on the outer portion of the lid. For the inner portion, I think I want to use Sweater. And to apply that, I'm going to use my Doe Color number 9. And I always get so excited with black shimmer shades because I don't have too many in my collection. I have a few and I love them all, so I really like them. There is a little bit of fallout with this shade, but it's not too bad. I don't think it's the most shimmery shimmer I've ever applied to my eye, but it's pretty. And I'm going to apply the green Sweater shade to the inner portion of my lid. I'm actually pretty impressed on how that blended out. It doesn't look too shabby. Now for our lower lash line, I want to take Coffee. I'm going to pick that up on a Doe Color number 12 brush, and I'm going to apply that to the outer portion of the lower lash line. I'm going to drag it upwards towards our outer V. Then I'm just going to quickly wipe my brush off. I'm going to go in with Crop Top in the inner portion of the lower lash line. And we're going to bring that shade all the way in. And I'm going to take my Doe Color number 7 brush just to lightly blend those shades. And then when you have that looking the way that you like it, we're going to go in with our inner corner highlight. And for today's inner corner highlight, I feel like it would make only sense to use Bubble Bath since it is the lightest and brightest shimmer shade in this palette. I'm just going to apply that with my Doe Color number 13 brush. Alright, so that is basically the look. I am going to add liner and lashes, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So the lashes I decided to pair this look with today are my Fright Night Bat Those Lashes from Ardell. They just look like that. I don't know, I thought it was a spooky palette, so a spooky lash would fit nicely. I did have a little bit of complication. I decided to try this Grande mascara that I got in one of my Ulta sampler bags, and I will never use this again. This is horrible. It is so clumpy. It comes out, all that excess product, it gets all over your eyes. Like, it made a mess. Like, I had to redo the lash line pretty much entirely because I had to clean it up because it was all over my face. I will never pick this back up. Tossing it today. It's going. Like, I can't. That's terrible. It's supposed to be a conditioning peptide formula, which I thought sounded really nice because I have a few other ones like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, this sounds good. No, it's not very good at all. I hope that doesn't retail for a lot of money because it's not worth anything in my opinion. That was just a nightmare. It got in my eyes and started burning. It was terrible. So I don't recommend that product. But I made it work. I kind of cleaned it up, tried to get as much of that stuff off of my face, and I went back in with their Real by Benefit. I do really enjoy this mascara. I recommend this one, but not that one. I'm going to do the other eye, my base, my eyebrows, and my lips, and I will be right back with my thoughts and opinions on this palette so far. Alright guys, this is the finished look. Let's jump into my thoughts and opinions so far. So, color story. It's a win. Formula. I do enjoy it. I think the mattes are what shine in this palette. The shimmers are, I don't want to say lackluster, they're just not as shiny as I hoped they would be, but they are nice. I think this look came together really nicely. On the side with the NYX primer, I will say you still did need to build up the shadows to get the intensity you're looking for, but I feel like that makes it a really good beginner-friendly palette. because it doesn't start off with bam, pigment. You gotta build it up a little, and I don't mind. I honestly, as long as it will build, I'm fine with that. And this one does build quite nicely, and it blends so well. These matte shadows blend like a dream. I'm also surprised because the touch of the shadows feel more rough than creamy. There's definitely way more texture that I prefer, but that's why I was like a little bit scared when I was doing the swatches. I was like, I don't know. But it actually blended so nicely on the eyes. Basically, it performed like a creamy matte. So I'm not mad. I was a little scared by the swatches, but on the eyes, I think it looks really gorgeous, and I'm so happy because I love this color story. I will say it again and again and again and again. I know it's not a traditional neutral palette by any means, but to me, this is my perfect neutral palette. I'm in love. I am so glad that it performed as nicely as it did. I do wish the shimmers were a little more pizzazz, but besides that, honestly, I couldn't be happier. So I do believe this palette retails for $28. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. For this being my first time trying Wicked Sisters Cosmetics, I'm honestly super happy and intrigued to try more of their products because they do have quite a few other palettes and pretty palettes, and I love their aesthetic. I know they're bringing back the Hocus Pocus palette one day only on Halloween, and your girl might pick it up because I do love me some Hocus Pocus, and the color story is so much prettier than the one ColourPop just released because ColourPop also released a Hocus Pocus collection, which I love Hocus Pocus. I actually just watched the movie again the other night. I made my boyfriend watch it for the first time. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I had no idea he had never seen it before. I'm a little upset. I thought he was a spooky king, but he's not. I also made him watch Beetlejuice for the first time the other day, and I'm like, what? You haven't seen that either? How are we dating? I'm not gonna lie, like, I almost left him just for that pure fact. No, I'm kidding. But how can you not? I mean, I don't know. But I made him watch Hocus Pocus, and I love Hocus Pocus. Thackeray Binks, my favorite. But yeah, ColourPop's collection just didn't scream out to me. But the Wicked Sisters Hocus Pocus palette is way more colorful and way more for me. So I honestly might pick that up on Halloween. The only issue is I'd want to do a video with it, but unless you own it, you wouldn't be able to get your hands on it, and it would be kind of rude and pointless to do a video on it. So I don't know, maybe not. But they do have quite a few other palettes as well, so I might pick up one of those, who knows. If you haven't checked out Wicked Sisters Cosmetics, I really suggest you do, because so far I'm really loving this palette. And I don't know, if you love Freddy Kruger, I suggest this. If you have heard of Wicked Sisters Cosmetics, or if you have tried them, will you let me know down below what your thoughts and opinions are on them, or if there's a palette you would like to see me review? I could totally do that for you, and I'm so glad I picked it up. But those are my thoughts and opinions. I would love to know yours. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I hope you have a wonderful day and stay beautiful. Mwah.